You want to play off him and through him.
Charles Oakley, he's their head coach. 4th year as the Killer 3's head coach. Listen, they had a 4-game win streak that was snapped just last week by Tri-State, who got a victory here earlier today. And Steven Jackson, his first season coaching. He was a player.
Bro. Oh, how about it?
Charles
and
Oakley.
They used to go at it in regards, because both were competitors, highly motivated, highly emotional when it comes to playing. And now, opposite ends of the bench, I'm sure they'll have some words for each other across these lines as this game begins.
Yes. For Trilogy, they win, they're in. Amir Johnson flips it up and flips it in. Here's Franklin Sessions, Frank Nitty. To Dante Green, drives. And Green will go to the line.
Little 3-man weave action at the top, but that got Dante Green not only in the middle, B, but he caught the ball on the move. So guess what? His defender, James White, is already on his hip. All you got to do is turn the corner.
Here's Dante Green now, shooting 1 for 2. He leads the team in scoring. Knocks it down. His first 2 points of the game. In fact, he's the only guy on the Killer 3's who averages double figures. Jack, blocked by Frank Nitty. Somehow, Amir Johnson has it, but traveled with it. Here's Nitty again. Spins. Double team. Green has it with 5 on the shot clock. The drive. Misses everything. And Jared Jack puts it in and 1. He'll go to the line.
Good defense. That time, Double J, Jared Jack, recognizing the pill. The rock did not hit the rim, so he didn't have to clear. But then also, too, having the presence of mind, eyes up at the rim, absorb the contact, puts yourself in a position for a 3-point.
And he completes that 3-point play. 5-2, the score. You know, Jack had a season-high 27 just last week.
Again, that weave action up front.
Frank Nitty to follow.
Yeah, that time Jared Jack fell asleep, and Nitty showing off those hops right there, able to get that putback in for Killer 3's.
Nice. Good pass. Jack, the drive. Missed everything.
I tell you what, great recovery by Franklin Sessions. As the ball swung back to Jared Jack, that could have been an easy drive for Jack, but Sessions able to cut him off. Then those little plays like that, taking away those what could have been an easy 2. Now possession for Killer 3's, not able to take advantage of it.
Here's Jack. Stolen though by Nitty. He's so quick. He'll pull the 3. Amir Johnson to Jack. 1-point lead here for Trilogy. For Trilogy, a win, they're in the playoffs. Shot rolls off. Here's Franklin Sessions. 5 now on the shot clock. He drives, flips it in.
Well, KYG, too, know your game. Sessions understands he's not a long ball shooter. So all the dribbling, all that was to freeze Johnson so he can at least get by him and get his shot up. And he was able to pull it off with that little running hook.
Oh, Jack. Oh, uses his body.
Yes. See, that's like me and you playing one-on-one.
Yeah.
You think you right there, I'm going to put that shoulder right in the middle of your chest. Little fella. Little fella. Back up off me a little bit now.
Oh, how about Dante Green? Euro stepping. A 1-point lead for the Killer 3's. inside. Johnson. Oh, tried to use the left hand. Got it back. Blocked. Dante Green puts it in.
Oh, Dante doing it all. I mean, that time, Amir Johnson got buried under the basket a little bit, which allowed Dante Green to play great defense. And again, the awareness, knowing you didn't have to clear up that air ball to put it up in a foul. And
comes off. Jack back at the line.
Stay with it, Frank. Stay with it. Get in, get in. Wait, we allow one in. We allow one in. Frank, get in, Frank.
So Jared Jack, who played 13 seasons in the league, in the NBA. And how about Charles Oakley? Charles Oakley, he didn't waste any time. He wants to bring the fire early. It's the Taco Bell bring the fire. So now Jared Jack will have to go one-on-one against Franklin Sessions. And here's the bring the fire rule. You get 10 seconds to try to make a bucket.
And again, once you step inside that three-point line, you can't step back out as an offensive player or it's a violation.
So Jack against Frank Nitti.
That's big boy ball.
Yeah, put that shoulder into him and banks it home.
Big boy ball. And Sessions knew it. Now, he tried to keep him outside the lane, but watch Jared Jack. All he wants to do is get to his spot, use that right shoulder, create some space, and then nice touch off the glass.
Nitti trying to go right back at him. Good pass inside to Josh Powell. And Powell lays it in. Three-point lead for the Killer Threes, who trying to make the playoffs themselves. Thanks to Frank Nitti.
Who said the jump hook for little guys is dead?
You know what sounds better than a sizzling single bacon king from Burger King? Mix or matching any of these great sandwiches. Buy one, get one for $1? Now featuring the single bacon king.
Featuring 9 of the top 10 players in the world at the Northern Trust. It's live coverage coming up next here on CBS. If you take a look at that leaderboard, John Rahm there at the top of it, and Tony Finau, all of those guys bunched up at 11 under. Hey, right here in Vegas, 12-9. Our score. Trilogy with a win. They're in the playoffs. Killer Threes could also get in as well. Hey, each week, fans, you can help select the Microsoft Big 3 Player of the Week. You can go online, big3.com, or Big 3 social media accounts to vote. And we reveal the results from Week 8. We do it next Saturday from the playoffs in the Bahamas. Here's Jared Jack. Gets the screen from Johnson. Loses. Johnson got it back, though, and White knocks it in.
Just like Jack, Coach Jack drew it up in the timeout.
Right.
Pick and roll, you lose it. James White picks it up for 2. Sometimes you draw up a play, it don't work. You got to make adjustments. It was good defense that time by Killer 3's, but the ball bounced the way of Trilogy.
Here's James White. He spent his entire Big 3 career with Trilogy. Good ball fake, and he flips it in. Oh, and Trilogy takes a 1-point lead over the Killer 3's. 4th lead change we've had here in the first half. First team to 25, we go to the half. Here's Dante Green. Used the left hand, it came off. James White nearly threw it away. 5 on the shot clock. Oh,
Look at the hustle.
Nitty stole it, but stole it right back, and Amir Johnson punches it home.
I mean, that's sometimes, man, you know, you hustle, you do the right thing, and the ball bounces the other way. Trilogy able to take advantage of the tip ball. Look, see that seat right there, and you know, Oak is like, I love the hustle. Right here, heads up play, but Nitty, that's not your shot. You know, that's a possession lost. But sometimes when momentum is going towards your opponent's way, you don't want to give them.
So Earl Watson. This is a C.J. Watson, Mo Charlo, they check in. Good defense by Charlo. He's their defensive specialist. Here's C.J. now. Working on Jared Jack. Green. Step back 3. Jack with the rebound. He'll pull it. 3-point lead for Trilogy. Watson for 3. Johnson from the corner.
Either team right now can find the bottom of the nets. It's me quick pick and roll and 4-point shot. Oh, there it is.
CJ, the follow no. Watson working on James White. And there's a lid on that basket. And Steven Jackson's going to call a timeout.
Smart timeout. Smart timeout by Jack.
3-point lead for Trilogy. A win, they're in the playoffs. It's the Big 3 regular season finale here on CBS.
I spent months looking for a job. I got nowhere. This helped me deal with that frustration. Things changed when I tried ZipRecruiter because it works like a free personal recruiter. ZipRecruiter sent me great jobs. I applied with a click. Some companies even invited me to apply. I started a new job last week. This still helps.
Go to ZipRecruiter.com and put ZipRecruiter to work for you.
3-point lead for Trilogy here in Vegas. Big 3 regular season finale. Don't forget to download the exclusive Big 3 app in the App Store and Google Play Store as well for exclusive content. You get highlights, you get stats, you get merch, the whole thing. Download the Big 3 app and do it today.
You know what was interesting in that timeout? Steven Jackson took the timeout, but he didn't really say anything. And sometimes you don't, as a coach, you allow your players to kind of work through and talk situations out. So to be there to see kind of what adjustments the players make as they try to end out this half.
Isaiah Briscoe has checked in for Trilogy. He's their second leading scorer. Here's Jack. Pulls up, knocks down the jumper.
See that little snake dribble? Meaning, once he came off the pick to the right, snake dribble, he darted right back to his left, got to his spot. You see it a lot with Chris Paul in the league, where you use the screen, and that was a beautiful, pocket pass to Powell. But that little snake screen, that snake dribble, gets players in the middle of the court, in particular, to their spot to knock down shots at Briscoe. Oh, my goodness.
How about Isaiah Briscoe? Second leading scorer, averaging 14 a game. It's a 5-point lead for Trilogy. First team to 25. We go to the half. Powell again. He's just money with that.
Yeah, but that middle pick and roll, whether you isolate in the middle or that middle pick and roll, is so hard to guard. In particular, if you have some shooters on the wing, it's like, okay, what am I going to give up?
Here's Briscoe again.
Great D, Charlie. You talked about being the defense.
Absolutely.
Mismatch.
Great D. Amir Johnson challenged by Powell. Watson from the corner. The follow no good by Powell, but he draws a foul.
Patience in the pick and roll, how you use the dribble, it's all incumbent upon the point guard. And C.J. Watson lost it a little bit, but frame of mind to know that Powell was still there. And Amir Johnson had to help a little bit, just that little bit of space. When Amir Johnson leaned over, Watson was able to get over with Powell to create that shot.
Here's Watson, the drive. High off the glass, he banks it home. Lead is now 1 for Trilogy. Kick out, Briscoe, 3. Too hard.
Push. Yeah, push.
There's a push on C.J. Watson.
Yeah.
James White and Sweetney will check in for Trilogy.
Yeah, and Isaiah Briscoe will take over the ball handling responsibilities for Trilogy.
Lead is 1. First team to 25. We go to the half. White, the drive. So James White will go to the line, shooting 1 for 2. Dante Green will check in for Mo Charlo.
Charlo that time gave up the baseline. You got to understand, too, when you're guarding James White, he wants to get to the basket. You close out a little bit slower, give him his space, but get there where you can contest the jump shot if White takes it. That time you gave up the baseline. If you're Charlo, they might be able to get to the free throw line and knock in the 1 for 2.
Here's Dante Green working on Sweetney. Oh, good up and under. Oh, banks it home.
Good patience. Sweetney was there, but the up and under, excellent footwork. Dante Green.
1-point lead for Trilogy. The drive by White. Knocked away by Josh Powell.
We go back to Dante Green. There's a reason why he puts buckets in. It's his patience right there. Good defense by Sweetney, but then the awareness that the middle was open. Keep that pivot planted. They could get inside.
Amir Johnson is checked back in. Here's Briscoe. Fading and knocks it down. His pull up. Trilogy just 2 points away from the half. Here's CJ. Has it ripped.
Whoa. Briscoe. So it's a shot clock situation because now you got to see with the shot clock where they're going to set it. Great defense. Look, this anticipating moving, jumping over the top where the screen is going to be. So it's 5 seconds on the shot clock for killer threes.
5 seconds on the shot clock for the killer threes. Here's Powell. Watson for 3. Wow. Good.
Long 5 seconds. That was. It sure was. You had a cross court, but once the ball got in the dribble drive, I don't know what happened to Briscoe and why he left C.J. Watson so wide open.
James White, and we go to the half. scream by James White, and he tells Charles Oakley to shh. And it's Trilogy with a 3-point lead. With a victory, Trilogy is headed to the playoffs in the Bahamas.
Well, it's a lot of hustle, a lot of plays being made, but Trilogy, at the end of the day, making more plays than Killer 3's able to take. Nice little 3-point lead in the halftime.
Hiring is challenging, especially for key roles.
The hiring process can feel overwhelming. Sometimes you just don't know where to start. So I use ZipRecruiter. They automatically post at the top job sites.
On top of the Killer 3's. With a win, Trilogy's in the playoffs. Next Saturday on CBS, it is the Big 3 playoffs. Triplets. Will they win their second straight championship, or will we have a new challenger knock them off the throne? Tune in next Saturday, 3 Eastern. The Big 3 playoffs. It is right here on CBS. Here's Charles Oakley, the head coach of the Killer 3's. We've got him mic'd up for sound.
Dante, get off! Get off! Get up! Josh, get up! Stay down, stay down! Good D! Good D!
There he is. Charles Oakley mic'd up there, and listen, he's trying to find some answers here as his team down by 3. Brian Custer alongside Jim Jackson.
Yeah, gave up some easy opportunities, especially late in that game. I mean, the first half to Trilogy, but right there, still in the cuts, only down 3 points. So clean up the little stuff, try to get Dante Cree involved, but then defensively lock in a little bit more, not give Trilogy those easy opportunities.
Well, let's talk about some of the guys we talked about in the open for Trilogy. Jared Jack.
They're playing bully ball a little bit, but that snake dribble I talked about earlier, then putting the shoulder into a smaller Franklin Sessions, able to fend off his defender, get his shot, and then the snake dribble once again to get to a spot. So not disappointing in the first half. And Dante Green kind of doing all he can. 8 points in the first half. The combination of good defense here, the awareness to put it back up because of missed shot, and then post up inside. So we'll see a lot more of that. Keep in mind, we saw early with Oak, the kind of three-man weave up top with Dante Green to get him getting downhill. C.J. Watson starting the second half in place of Franklin Sessions. So let's see how that impacts the offensive and defensive presence for Killer 3's.
Jared Jack, 9 points. Game-leading score along with James White. Watson comes off the screen. First team to 50. You win it. Dante tried to bank it home. Here's James White. White, crossover, drive. And he'll go to the line.
Late call, but the right call. I mean, the body of power that time with James White, even though he was kind of going towards the baseline, the body calls that a little bit. So good call by the official.
It was a rebound.
So here's James White shooting 1 for 2. And no good. Lead is still 3. Watson. And they're going to call that's an offensive foul on Powell on the screen.
Let's see if Josh Powell, did he move the hip?
That left leg?
Yeah, but actually, though, sometimes I put it on the point guard. Sometimes you'd rather be a half a second late to allow Powell to set first. But then if you're going off the stream at the same time, you see a nice pass to James White, able to knock in another 3. The foul will be called on the player setting the screen, and that's what happened. But Trilogy able to take advantage of it by Flight White, able to knock in another 3.
And Flight now leading scorer. Only guy in double figures with 12. Dante Green lays that one in. He's now in double figures for the Killer 3's. Lead is 4. Oh, Jared Jack lost the rock. Watson picks it up. Missed that 3, though. Inside, Mir Johnson. And the foul on Josh Powell on the floor. Again, Trilogy, they win it. They head to the postseason.
And they're right at the top of the leaderboard with Tri-State and Triplets at 6 and 2.
Crucial game for them.
Well, yeah, and then you have the Ball Hogs a little bit later at 5 and 2.
Right.
If they were able to win, so you have 4 teams at the top at 6 and 2, and then they have to work out from a
three-headed monster.
Three-headed monsters.
Yeah.
Three-headed monsters. Then they have to work out. See, Josh Powell able to knock it in, kind of a point differential scenario to get your seedings for the Bahamas.
Jack, quick crossover. Takes the contact, flips it up. And this is kind of what you were talking about, Jim, as we look at the standings. Tri-State, who knocked off the triplets earlier today, they're at the top there at 6 and 2. They're in. Top 4 teams make it.
Yeah.
So with a win for Trilogy, they're in here. But if the Killer 3's get a victory, and all of a sudden, let's say, three-headed monsters take a loss.
Yeah.
C.J. Watson draws that one on Jared Jack. He'll go to the line.
Well, I think it's 2 scenarios here why Charles Oakley went with Watson in the second half. One, bigger, a little bit stronger to handle Jared Jack, okay, physically, more than Franklin Session. Offensively, CJ can also stretch the defense a little bit more and not getting that open jump shot, you know, when the ball gets reversed. Snake dribble once again, and Jared Jack. It seems so simple, but Jack understands this. Let me set my guy up, use this pick and roll, stay close to his shoulder, get to about 15 feet and pull up.
Here's Jack. Gets the screen from Johnson. White. Open for three. White. Missed it. Line drive three. Here's Dante Green now. The drive. Kick out to Watson. Bully ball by Dante Green.
Well, D. Green was not happy not getting the call before. And that time, he put his shoulder right square in the chest of James White, backed him off and got that 2.
2-point lead for Trilogy, and Jared Jack goes back to the line. Listen here, take a look at the games that you'll see coming up live, free on Triller and Fight TV. As soon as we're done, you've got the Ball Hogs taking on Power, and then the Ghost Ballers taking on the Three-Headed Monsters, and that game is crucial. Three-Headed Monsters, another team at 5-2 with a victory. They're in the playoffs. Jack misses that free throw. 2-point lead. Green ties it up with that. Tied up at 33. First team to 50 wins. Got to win by 2. Wide open. Flight for 3.
Stretch the defense, pull him to one side, and then make a decision. That time, Jack. Cross-court pass to James White for his third 3.
Here's Sessions. He's back in now for the Killer Threes. Powell. Pull-up jumper. Good. One-point lead for Trilogy as we go back and forth. Good roll by Amir Johnson in your face.
That's what we do. But Jay Rich, Tri-State, getting it done early. And they got a victory. Got the triplets. They're in the playoffs.
We got 2 teams in the playoffs, the triplets and Tri-State. Trilogy trying to get in as well with a victory here. Nitty misses that jumper. James White with the board. Here's Jared Jack. Gets past Nitty. A good hand by Dante Green.
But, you know, the scenario that we see right now, we saw the standings. First year, kind of Trilogy dominated. Last year, it was the triplets that dominated. And in between, you had a couple things. But now, we're always talking about competitive balance and teams selecting the rosters the right way, picking the players that fit, so now you can be competitive across the board. You have 5 or 6 teams that are right there. And that's what you want. And it doesn't happen automatically, but organically the league is now put in a position where you have teams that are evenly matched, and hence we have this intrigue at the end of the year.
Offensive foul on Dante Green. Amir Johnson draws the charge.
Yeah, but see that, just that little push right there. I know. Uh-oh, we got a tech.
They call that one on Dante Green. So he draws the technical. You see Steven Jackson asking for more. And there, another one, they just kicked him out.
And your best player, you got to understand that. You can't do that, Dante. The game is still in bad. Okay, bad call, we get it. You're only down 3. Now you give Trilogy an opportunity to extend this lead even more, and now you're not even going to be a part of the finish. The best player, again, emotion, you want to get to the finals, I mean to the playoffs, I get it. Wow.
And so it looked like Jarrett Jack will shoot 3 shots for, he's got an opportunity to put 6 points on the board.
And again, only down 3. So now you give this Trilogy team, instead of maybe the 2 points, well, you need to take advantage of it. So you can still get 4 out of this. But again, your best player is not, wow, the court. And how about Jarrett Jack?
Wow.
Double J, represent those initials right, bro.
Man.
We don't miss 2 in a row.
He didn't get the memo, bro.
I'm going to have to holler at him about that after the game.
Oh, man. Will you get something? And he gets just 2 points out of that. They had an opportunity to add 6.
Yeah. I mean, Killer 3's benefited from that. Now let's see who now is your go-to offensive player, or is it by committee? Because I don't think one player is going to be able to do it.
So here's the original foul for Amir Johnson. So he gets a chance to shoot 1 for 2. And he misses.
Wow. You talking about leaving points? That's potentially 6 points left on the board.
Man, this game could be almost over.
Yeah.
Here's Charlo for 3.
Uh-oh.
How about that? Charlo goes into the first row.
Good
also for that basketball.
Yeah, by both players. Cameraman stood in there.
He did.
Boy, take the charge.
Take it.
Then jump out the way.
Nah, not at all.
Give himself up a little bit. Said, I'm in it.
Stolen by Charlo. He turns. Missed it. Here's Flight White. The drive. Bounces off. They call that one on Amir Johnson. Isaiah Briscoe will come in and replace James White. Here's Nitty. Crosses over. Ooh. Pulls it back and knocks down the jumper.
Now that's where Frank Nitty is really effective. Get you moving one way, crosses back over behind the back, whatever it may be. It gets into a sweet spot, an offensive foul.
Offensive foul on Jarrett Jack. So I tell you what, man, right now the Trilogy could be up double digits.
Yeah.
And that lead is just 3.
Well, how many times have we said, the coaches say it all the time, got to make your free throws.
Got to make your free throws.
Especially in this scenario when it's just 1 and you can get 2 points.
3-point lead for Trilogy. The winner headed to the playoffs. It's the Big 3 here on CBS.
I had struggled with my weight after my son, and I've always been a confident woman, but with my weight struggles, I had a difficult time just feeling good inside. Everything that I tried previously to lose weight, it wasn't successful for me. I completed the D-Herbs Full Body Cleanse twice, and I can't even explain to you how amazing it felt once I completed.
Fantasy partner, Super Trash. Win cash and exclusive Caesars and Big 3 experiences money can't buy. Where game changers collide, baby.
Steven Jackson has coached Trilogy to their most wins since they went undefeated in the inaugural Big 3 season. They won it all. Here's Frank Nitti. Draws the foul on Jared Jack.
And Oak in the timeout drew up that kind of isolation play to let Franklin Sessions.
Oh, Steven Jackson wants to bring the fire.
No, partner, it ain't gonna be that easy. Now, can Franklin get a little get back
from earlier?
Yes. When Jared Jack was able to kind of bulldog his way down, Sessions is going to try to use his quickness against a stronger veteran player, Jared Jack.
Here's the Taco Bell bring the fire. Frank Nitti's got 10 seconds to go one-on-one. Try to get a bucket. Jared Jack gets a stop. Trilogy gets the rock.
Get you rhyming. Look, why you wink at me. I think Frank had too many moves in mind. He couldn't get them all. He tried to get them all in one play.
Yeah.
To me, it's angle, get by somebody, and go. You know, you only got 10 seconds.
So Trilogy gets the ball. Again, first team to 50 wins. You got to win by 2 here in the Big 3. Here's Briscoe. They got Mo Charlo on him. Good D. Great D. Sessions rejected by Jared Jack, but there's Mo Charlo. He's Johnny on the spot.
I thought Sessions should have kept going to his right because he had that side of the court, less traffic, but it paid off because Charlo, with that hustle on the back end, able to put it in. Offensive rebound.
Lead is 1. Jack for 3. Lead is still 1. Here's Briscoe, though. Short. Jack is right there. Oh, he missed the bunny. The follow's no good. Wow.
And Steven Jackson wants to challenge to say that at the end of this, it was Sessions who hit it out, but.
So Steven Jackson will challenge. He believes Frank Nitti was the last person to hit that basketball.
A couple opportunities for Trilogy, not able to take advantage of the layup by Jack and then the tip by Amir Johnson. Let's see it. Take a look at the end. Let's see if Nitti gets his hand in on this one right here. Oh, might be. Because the ball, it looks like Amir's trying to press it up. Watch him press it up. But then the ball comes down to the left, which is the direction that Frank Nitti's hand is going.
I love Steven Jackson. Listen, Steven even goes, challenges the fans who challenge.
Well, I mean, Jackson's going to let you know now.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a reason why you over there, which is on the other side of this, where the seats are at. Normally, they would be expensive seats.
Right.
And there's a reason why he on the bench. Now, you figure out what that means.
So that challenge is good. It will be Trilogy basketball.
Well, and you know, and that's where the challenge is great, because it gives Trilogy, who struggled to kind of finish this off when, after all that activity that happened when Dante Green went out, to give him a chance at another opportunity offensively.
Lead is 1. Despite everything, the killer 3's are still in it. White, that shot short.
And if you're fouled, that's the shot you want James White to kind of take a contested off the dribble pull-up.
Here's Powell. Yep. He had been money with that jumper. So through all of that, the killer 3's now with a 1-point lead.
Preach.
And their leading scorer kicked out of the game.
Yeah, but you don't stop. Your defense gives your offense a chance to take advantage of it, and that's what killer 3's are able to do. Can they get another stop?
No. White missed it. Left it short.
Remember, that's a 3-point game when Dante Green, you know, exited because of the 2 technical fouls.
And they had Trilogy had an opportunity to put up 8 points on the points.
Say it again.
And they only got 2.
They only got 2.
Here's Nitti. Stolen. Jarrett Jack. Fouled as he goes to the line. So Jack back at the line with the opportunity, shooting 1 for 2.
Now I think killer 3. So Trilogy should be in the penalty here. So he makes this. They get the ball back.
Get the ball back.
So again, taking advantage of situational basketball, which is get to the free throw line in the penalty, make the shot, retain possession, give yourself a chance again, like right here.
Great block by Nitti. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's C.J. Watson.
Ooh.
One-point lead for Trilogy. First team to 50 wins. For Trilogy, a win, they're in the playoffs. A third-round coverage of the Northern Trust is coming up next on CBS, and it's available right now. PGAtour.com and the CBSSports.com as well. 1-point lead. Open 3, short by Briscoe. Flight to Jarrett Jack, down 1. The drive, takes the contact and still banks it home. Jack, game high 19. 1-point lead for Trilogy. Watson. No. Briscoe the rebound. Briscoe working on Nitti. Offensive foul.
Nitti being active, cut off the baseline of Briscoe. Anticipated that the shoulder was going to come down, and that time able to absorb all of that shoulder and impact, pick up that charge call.
Listen, for Trilogy, a victory, they're in the playoffs. For the Killer 3's, they win it, count it, and one for C.J. Watson. If the Killer 3's get a victory today, they could be in the playoffs, especially if the three-headed monsters lose.
Well, the question we asked is like, who would step up for Killer 3's scoring mark? But it's been by committee. Powell's been able to knock in shots. Nitty being able to do some things. Watson right there. So sometimes when your leading scorer goes out, now the ball gets distributed a little bit more. Now other guys have more opportunities. Speaking about opportunities, that time Jared Jack just put his head down, attacked the rim, and now they're back up one.
46-45. First team to 50 wins it. CJ gets the screen. He's got 5 on the shot clock, working on Jared Jack. Here's the drive. Oh, blocked. Great defense by Trilogy. Shot clock violation. Jared Jack doing it offensively and defensively.
Well, watch him anticipate right here. Then, not fouling when the ball comes down and slaps at it. Jack able to anticipate the timing of it. Big-time defensive play by Jared Jack.
So Trilogy can win this game with a 4-point shot. Jared Jack. The drive, the Euro step, and count it.
Now you remember when Sessions blocked his shot? The last two, big boy basketball for Jared Jack, and I guarantee if they get a stop here, the ball is going right back in his hands.
CJ for 3, missed it. Bounces around, and it finds Jared Jack.
Guess what?
He can win it. He's done it before. Working on Josh Powell. They send the double team his way. He'll pull. Missed it. Here's CJ. Sessions. Nitty.
Late call, but he got it.
And they're going to go to the line is Frank Nitty. So here's Frank Nitty shooting 1 for 2.
Make it. Get it back.
And
you got to make it.
He missed it.
Got to make it, man.
Here's Jack. Game on the line. A bucket. They win it. They're heading to the playoffs. The drive. Rejected. Pow! Dunks it home.
Weak side. Nitty anticipated it.
Steven Jackson calls a timeout. He wants to talk about it. His squad is down 1.
Watch Jared Jack able to get by, but waiting right in the lane. Franklin Sessions. Great team defense, awareness that time by Josh Powell. Easiest 2 he had all afternoon right there.
What a game. A lot on the line. Jack had scored Trilogy's last 6 points. Here's what's at stake. Top 4 teams make the playoffs in the Big 3. Tri-State, they beat the Triplets earlier this afternoon. They're in. Triplets are in. With a victory for Trilogy, they're in. But for the Killer 3's, hey, look, they get a victory here. And let's say the three-headed monsters take a loss. Killer 3's are in.
I like the timeout, too, by Steven Jackson, because instead of maybe going with an isolation play, he's going to draw up something. Now, Jared Jack is still going to be involved. It looks like it's going to be some kind of middle pick and roll. But at least you get a time to collect your breath, put something structurally in, then run your play.
Here's Jared Jack going for the win. Amir Johnson rolls the kick out. Open 3. James White for the win. No. Jack. The follow. Fades. It comes off. Here's Nitty. Asking for and gives it to Watson. Oh, he draws the foul to win it. So C.J. Watson will go to the top.
And was he behind the line, or did his toes?
Oh, he was on.
That's huge.
He was on the line. His foot was on the line.
Well, it'll be a 2-point shot at the free throw line. Some opportunities for Trilogy to end this game, and a mistake this time by Jared Jack by leaving his feet. And that time C.J. Watson did the smart thing, went up for the shot.
So he's shooting 1 for 2. So even with a bucket here, it's still a 1-point lead.
Yeah, but you make it, again, it's important on your free throws.
Yes.
You make it, C.J. Watson, your team retains possession, and you got a chance to close this game out.
And he knocks it down. Here we go. Now, Killer 3's can win it with a bucket. Watson, downhill, flips it up and in. The Killer 3's with the victory. Charles Oakley's squad has done it again. Wow. They avenge a week 1 loss, the Trilogy.
I mean, but instead of Killer 3's kind of bowing their head and dropping their shoulders because Dante Green went out, they didn't do that. They stepped up big time. Go back to when you pointed it out, the 8-point opportunity.
Yes.
Even if they can get maybe 6 out of that 8 points, this is a different game. Maybe Trilogy already walks away with the victory.
So here's the updated standings. Three-headed monsters, they're playing later this afternoon. If they win, they're in. But tell you what, the Killer 3's could be in the playoffs. It all depends what happens with those three-headed monsters. I'll tell you what, we got more drama for you on Fight TV and Triller. For Jim Jackson, John Sally, our entire crew, I'm Brian Custer. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports in association with the Big 3.